And for intraday market numbers and other developments in the UK, here is Juliana Olanka. Hello, Juliana. Good afternoon. Well, how much of the Eurozone GDP, which contracted 3.4% in the first quarter, the worst ever, how much of the impact are they having on markets today, and how are the markets reacting this intraday?
Well, Chimeze, good afternoon. The FTSE All-Share actually opened in negative territory at early trading. At intraday, the downward slide continues. And yes, much of that has got to do with the pretty bleak picture that we're getting from the Eurozone. This 3.8%, I believe, contraction, as you said, is the sharpest quarterly decline since records began in 1995. So that's over 25 years. Unemployment is significantly rising. Headline inflation is decreasing. And I think what a lot of economists, particularly those here in the UK, are concerned about is this is not the worst of it, that there's still more to come. We're still waiting for some PMI figures, in Germany, of course, being the largest Eurozone contributor. The fact that they could potentially be heading into recession, a deep recession of a contraction of 6.6% is clearly worrying those in the UK that are still waiting for their figures. According to the numbers, the all-share is down 0.82%. The FTSE 100 is slightly up by 0.99%, and the FTSE 250 is up by 0.31%. In currencies, the pound is up on the dollar by 0.32%, up on the euro by 0.31%, and up on the Japanese yen by 0.21%.
And in a surprise move, Royal Dutch Shell has cut its dividend for the first time since World War II. How are investors digesting Shell's decision?
Well, investors are not happy, even though a lot of economists would have thought, quite frankly, that considering the global situation, this would happen. They haven't completely cancelled it, but they have cut their dividend payout by 65%. They released some of their trading figures yesterday evening, and some of the figures are actually quite shocking, and it does just go to show how much oil is being affected by what's happening in the world. They released figures yesterday showing that they had a $24 million net loss in Q1. Compare that to the previous quarter, so the 3 months to December, they had profits of $965 million. And at this time, the same period last year, they had profits of $6 billion. So this time last year, Royal Dutch Shell were making $6 billion a quarter. And this time, they're showing net losses of $24 million. So their chief execs were pretty clear with what they were saying. They said it would just not be prudent to hand out a full dividend. There's so much market volatility at the moment. The global economic outlook is bleak, even though over the past couple of days we have slightly started to see a rise in crude. Oil demand is just not there. And of course, we've had those historic lows that have come from WTI in America. So according to them, they've made the right decision. But this morning, as soon as they made those announcements, their shares were down about 5%.
And with thousands of jobs set to go because of COVID-19 pandemic, how does the UK plan to mark the International Labour Day tomorrow?
To be honest with you, Chimeze, we don't really mark that day here in Britain. It's not a day of celebration or, quite frankly, marking it at all. We've got a couple of bank holidays that are coming up soon. May Day, I suppose, is really the most significant day where we pay tribute to those who have lost their lives in the war. Well, that's what we'll be doing this year. It's usually the first Monday in May, so it would have been Monday the 4th, but now it's been pushed back to the 5th, to the 8th of May, so that we can also celebrate veterans. But as you say, you know, millions of people have lost their jobs at the moment, so there isn't much to celebrate. But today being Thursday, our regular viewers in Britain will know that it's Clap for Heroes Day. So at 8 o'clock, all of us will be outside of our houses with our pots and pans, clapping for those who are risking their lives to save us all and, frankly, keep the company afloat.
And we'll definitely watch from here. Thank you, Juliana. Enjoy the rest of the day.